Item number one, I'm trying to keep on top of Night of the Seven Kingdoms, and I'm pretty sure the people making this show are determined to gross the audience out. At the top of every single episode, we had the diarrhea shot in episode one, and Sir Arlen's giant dong in episode two. And yeah, so these are decisions. These are decisions that were made, and yeah, I don't know about them, but I if I was to gauge what the point of it is, what the point of these sort of gross out shots is, I think what they're trying to do is show that this is a show that has its tongue in cheek. You're allowed to laugh, and that this is not Game of Thrones, and it's not House of the Dragon. We're not dealing um, with kings and wars and political machinations. It's about the common folk of Westeros, and they're just having some fun with it, not taking it too serious and not taking it too seriously. I just maybe would pick other I would pick other venues for that. For the episode one, I don't particularly find poop funny, so that so like that happened, and it's just like, oh god, oh no, 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 why? And you're sucked out of it pretty immediately. And episode right at the top of episode two, it's just you got Sir Arlen's dong flopping around. It's just like, oh, okay, oh, all right, oh god, oh, why? And it just sucks you out of the story. And particularly with that second episode, is what it did is essentially, I'm sitting there watching this episode, and it's just like, oh god, that can't be real. I don't believe that's real. Nobody has no one's just that big, and that would be horrible, horrible if it was. Who wants to be dragging that thing around? And I went from the show to, okay, like, let's Google this. Is is this real? And of course it's not. It is a prosthetic, but you don't want I don't think you want your audience I don't think you want your audience jumping immediately to Google to see if something is real. You want them focused in on the story, and that's really my problem with it. And I also um my brain jumped immediately to Seinfeld. Actually, there's that great episode of Seinfeld where Jerry is dating this woman who walks around his apartment naked all the time, and when he's like, okay, maybe I'll do this too, and he's told immediately, put your clothes back on. And Elaine has this great line that the female body is a thing of beauty. The male body is so mechanical, and it is true that I would say, yeah, it's objectively, women just look better without clothes. Men look kind of we're a gross looking group of people. What can I say? And I don't know if we're just trying to even things out in the nudity department over on HBO. But I don't know that what ladies. I don't know that that's really what you want. I think if you were to poll women, I think the plurality of women would agree that yes, women look better. Women look better naked. But would be curious to that would had to have been some kind of makeup day. Getting there at 3 in the morning. Oh, I'm sure it's not quite that hardcore for the makeup, but I'm sure he was there probably 4 and 5 to have this giant penis attached to him to get that opening shot. Yeah, and I so like the question is, does it like do I think it works? And I'm gonna say yes and no. Yes, in that it definitely sets a tone. It tells the audience, yes, don't take this too seriously. You're allowed to laugh. We're not. This is not Game of Thrones. So on that level, it does work. It sets a tone. But on the other hand, it does rip me. I was ripped directly out of the narrative. Just because I it just it's it just doesn't work for me. I was ripped out of the story by something I find gross. At least 2 shots that I find relatively gross. So on that level, it didn't quite work for me. But I get the real question here is, does the show work so far? And I would say basically yes. I think they're making a smart choice by going shorter on this, given the tonal change. It's almost again, it's closer to comedy than Game of Thrones was, and it's much smaller in scale. Essentially, it's a simple story about a poor man with dreams of being a knight. Um, and he puts in hard work and sacrifice to try to get there. And it's sort of moving a little bit sort of at a slow pace, but it's doing good enough character work where Duncan is this I would describe him as sort of a lovable idiot who's trying to push himself forward. And that's sort of it's nice story, nice messaging, and I like him as a character. I like Egg as a character. The dynamics between the two of them are really quite good. And what's kind of nice is seeing a character. Of course, Sir Erland's his father figure of a character, and um he's trying to honor his father figure by who his Arlen is obviously not a particularly good knight, but the point that Dunk keeps making is that he did very much take care of me, and because of that, I would like to honor that, and that's sort of, I would say, nice messaging for a world, because the Westeros tends to be a little bit more of um a dark cynical world as far as fantasy goes, and this is it's nice to see something um, a little bit more traditional and a little bit more scaled back. And I think that's probably gonna, if they can keep forwarding the story at a good pace, I think that's gonna serve them well going forward. And hopefully they can shake off the stink of season 8 of Game of Thrones and the sort of weak tea season 2 of House of the Dragon. So the characters are good enough. I hope they landed. We'll see. I think 8 or 10 episodes. We've been down this road before with this universe, and I don't think we'll know till the end whether or not they manage to land the plane. But it's nice being back in this world I could use without some of the gross out shots. Those are not really working so well for me personally.